Gen 1 of Pokemon has some of the best designs even to this day, 30 years later, but it also kinda has some stinkers. Like, they could have been a lot more creative than Seal being the Seal Pokemon. But this is just my honest ranking, and you may not agree with it, but that's okay. That's why it's my honest ranking. But starting with the starters, I really like, I'm just going to go ahead and say the base starters are all S tier for me, right? But this is where I might differ from you, right? Ivysaur and Venusaur, they just don't really do it for me. I don't know why, but I've never been super drawn to their designs. Same thing with Charmeleon, not really drawn to it. It's not bad, I just don't really care for it. It's like Charizard, solid A tier for me, just because he has been oversaturated, but he's still a really good design. Wartortle fits right there in that awkward mid-evolution for me, but honestly, Blastoise, S tier. My favorite Kanto starter, and no one can tell me otherwise. I mean, duh, it's my favorite, but... Moving on down, I mean, some of these are very middle of the road, right? Like, oh god, Caterpie. Like, pretty much these guys, I don't feel any connection to. So they're... Like, I don't feel one way or the other, right? But Beedrill, I'd say he's up there in Charizard tier for me. I just really, really love the cool bee design. Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot are just birds. So, Rattata, bee design, right? Like, that's just a really good mouse design Pokemon. Raticate, I couldn't care, right? Spearow and Fearow are right there with Pidgey and Pidgeot for me. Like, I don't dislike the designs, but I don't love them either, right? Honestly, Ekans, now that's probably nostalgia because of Team Rocket, but Ekans is B tier, Arbok S tier. Arbok is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. There's a few that I actually rank higher than him, but in comparison to the others right now, I'd say Blastoise is right here. Blastoise is... And then Arbok is right behind him. And now that you've made it a few minutes into the video, I'm gonna bump down the starters. I just didn't want to get crucified right off the bat. I'm keeping Squirtle. I love Squirtle. Pikachu, he's popular for a reason. Raichu, I love him. I love the Alolan a lot more. And if the Alolan version was in this tier list, I would probably bump him up. Sandshrew, don't really care too much. Sandslash? Eh. Don't really mind. You are B tier for me. You're one of my first that I always go for every single Kanto playthrough. You're right there because of the Nidorino versus Gengar. Like, that's the iconic intro. Nidoking, that's an S tier Kanto Pokemon in my opinion. Let's see, Clefairy. I actually really, really like Clefairy. Clefable less, but I still really like it. I'm gonna be hard pressed to put much into DNF, but I do have a few. Not much, but I have a few that I think belong there. Let's say Vulpix, B tier, Ninetales below that in C, because I really like Vulpix. Don't really have an opinion one way or the other for Ninetales. Jigglypuff, right there up there with Clefairy. Probably because of the anime bias. That's why I don't really have opinion one way or the other for Wigglytuff. I'm sorry, Zubat, but you are my first D tier. You, along with, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, Geodude, neither of you guys. You are the most annoying, and I do not like you, and I would not... If I went my rest of my days without encountering you, I would be okay. Crobat redeems it, but that's in the Gen 2 tier list. You know what? Golbat, right down there with it. It ruined the whole line. And just while I'm here, Graveler as well. Golem, I actually like Golem, but just from the sheer principle that he is from the Geodude line, I'm dropping him down to C tier rather than like B tier. Oddish, ooh, moved Oddish wrong one. Move him to C. C. Again, I don't really care one way or the other. Paris and Parasect are my first half tier. I already think they're kind of gross. Like, the mushroom has fully, like, taken over the Paris. Like, that's sad. But Legends Arceus made me kind of really despise Paris. So, get him out of here. Venonat is cute. Venomoth. I don't have any opinions really towards Diglett or Dugtrio. I love Meowth. Between Meowth or Pikachu, like, Meowth all the way. I really likes I really like his G-Max form in Sword and Shield. He's just I also really love his Galarian form. Hate the Alolan form. Let's see here. Persian's solid. He's a solid cat. He's like the cat Pokemon. Psyduck. I like Psyduck. I like him quite a bit. He's not quite S tier for me, but I like him quite a bit. Golduck. I don't care. So, I didn't really care too much about Mankey or Primeape until Annihilate, and Annihilate just kind of raises that for me. So I'm going to put Primeape in B and Mankey in C. That's an easy A tier, and that's an easy S tier for me. He's the legendary Pokemon. Hisuian Arcanine is probably one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So that's just an easy back-to-back for me. Now this might not make that much sense, right? Super cute. That's an easy B tier. Poliwhirl. Love the design a lot. Easy A tier for me. Had to readjust my screen there, but Poliwrath. C tier. I just, Poliwrath is not my guy, if I'm being honest. Abra, I really like Abra. Kadabra could not give a crap about, but Alakazam is up there with Abra for me. Machop, Machoke, and Machamp are good Pokemon, but I never really formed a bond with them. So I never really cared too much about those two. But then Victory Bell. I would put him in A tier. Let's see here. Tentacool. I'm just gonna drop a bunch all together here in C tier. Nah, you bump up. Like, this feels controversial. And again, this doesn't mean I dislike these Pokemon. It's just, I don't care too much about them. You're D tier on principle that your name is Seal. Like, and you're a seal. Like, and you're a dugong. Like that. Grimer. I like Muck from the anime. Shelder Cloister, never cared about. Okay, controversial. Never cared about Ghastly. But Haunter? S tier for me. My name is Hunter, so that probably has something to do with it. But I actually really, really love Haunter. Gengar. I'm gonna make it up here. That's an A tier for me. I actually love Haunter quite a bit more, but Gengar's good. Onyx, don't care about. You, and you're F tier for me. I could go my whole life without ever seeing Hypno again. Krabby, I actually quite like Krabby, but I really like Kingler. I'm gonna put Kingler up there in the A tier. Don't care, don't really care. Don't care. Okay, so Marowak, he is a B tier for me. But Cubone, S tier. I do love my Cubone. He's just really cute, and I love his lore. Don't care. You're an F tier. I'm sorry, the licking Pokemon does not do it for me. You go up here to at least A, just because of your shiny. The shiny is the main reason. Same thing with Weezing. Rhyhorn, don't care too much about. Rhydon, I do like. Chansey, I don't care too much for. So, Tangela is an interesting one for me. I want to plop it right there in A tier. When I was a kid and I played through Fire Red, I used my very first ever Master Ball on a Tangela. I thought it was rare or something because I encountered it for the first time and only time right below Palatone. So I thought it was like some super rare Pokemon. I didn't know if there was legendaries. I didn't even know that was a thing. I was told to use it on a special rare one. Kangaskhan, Horsey, Seadra, all these guys. I do quite like my Starmie and Staryu. Staryu there. I think the Mega really enhanced it for me though. I'm not even going to explain that one. Scyther, that's an S tier for me. One of my favorite Pokemon is Kleavor, so I cannot make a Kanto tier list without rating Scyther pretty high up. Do not care for you. Controversial. I don't have an opinion one way or the other for these guys. Except for Tauros. He's an A tier for me. Magikarp. Yeah, I mean, what kind of unfeeling person would I be? Like I said, I didn't have at least some kind of like towards Magikarp. And Gyarados, you know? Lapras and Ditto are the same. It's like, and you have to have the evolutions in there somewhere. But my favorite evolution is Flareon. I do really like Flareon. Porygon, I'm sorry, I don't care about. I know it's Lord Helix, but I was always a Kabuto guy. And actually, let's bump you up to here. Don't really care about. I do like Snorlax. I mean, who doesn't like Snorlax? Now for the Kanto birds, this is hard because just on principle, right? Let's move them up here. Except Zapdos is A tier for me. Same thing with these guys. All of them on principle have to be pretty high up on the tier list. But Dratini, there. Dragonair, Dragonite. Mewtwo is just an A tier for me. But Mew, that's my last S tier. So these are my top few rankings. I'm curious to see if they're like a lot different than your guys. So let me know in the comments down below. And subscribe for more Pokemon. Thanks.